Let's talk about the best YSL Y for summer. Hi, welcome. If you like the YSL Y line and want a fantastic fresh scent for summer, then this is the video for you. Before I begin, please drop a like on this video and make sure you subscribe. So like I said in my full YSL Y comparison video, which I'm going to link to somewhere up here and in the description below, pretty much the entire line is quite a versatile one, and I do feel most of them can be used throughout the year because most of them are a combination of something fresh with a bit of depth to them. But with that said, 3 of them definitely stand out as the most intensely fresh ones. And on a really warm summer day, the kind of vibe or feel I want from my fragrance is usually something that is more on the fresh side. And the freshest ones in the YSL Y line that are perfect for summer are Y or Fresh, Y Eau de Toilette 2022 and the newer Y Iced Cologne. But since they unfortunately discontinued YSL Y or Fresh, I'm gonna focus on Y Eau de Toilette 2022 and the new Y Iced Cologne in this video. So let's quickly go through what they smell like and compare the two. Y Eau de Toilette 2022 is basically sort of simplified a fresh and bright take on that Y DNA. But here's the thing, while it is intensely fresh and bright, I do feel it's quite smoothly so. So intensely fresh scents can sometimes be a bit sharp and sometimes in a way overly bright, but I do feel Y Eau de Toilette 2022 is smoothly fresh. Another thing about YSL Y Eau de Toilette 2022 is that its freshness is of the nuance kind. And what I mean with nuance is that the freshness you're getting from Y Eau de Toilette 2022 is a mixed one. You're getting a bit of citrusy freshness, you're getting a really nice dose of spicy freshness, you get all the highs, and you also get a fantastic dose of aromatic freshness. So there are nuances and layers to its freshness, and the EDT is basically a mix of a prominent dose of freshness. It's softly woody and softly sweet with a soft hint of vanilla. Its soft sweetness and vanilla really gives this a sexy fresh vibe. It's fresh and clean done in a sexy way. Because of its nuanced dose of freshness together with its sweetness, Y EDT is definitely among some of the top compliment getting and mass appealing fresh scents ever. I truly feel it's pretty much impossible to go wrong with Y EDT when it comes to mass appeal and compliments. When it comes to performance, it's a bit above average, but I do not feel it's an overly strong scent in any way. And for like the first hour or so, people are definitely quite easily going to pick up on it. So let's move on to the newer Y Iced Cologne. One key difference right away if you compare these two is that the new Y Iced Cologne is definitely more focused on an aromatic kind of freshness. Y Iced Cologne is definitely more intensely aromatic fresh and less nuanced compared to Y EDT. The freshness you get from YSL Y Iced Cologne is very much focused on a minty kind of freshness made even more intensely aromatic fresh thanks to a dose of blue sage, which also gives it sort of a herbal kind of freshness as well. The dry line of Y Iced Cologne, much like the dry line of the Eau de Toilette, has a soft kind of woodiness to it, and it's also a bit ambery. However, I do feel Y Iced Cologne is a bit more woody compared to Y Eau de Toilette. But with that said, I do not feel that the woodiness of Y Iced Cologne is overly sort of prominent in any way. It's definitely there and you can definitely pick up on it, but I do feel this is mostly about an intense dose of aromatic freshness. And Y Iced Cologne is intensely fresh in a green, aromatic and minty way. Whereas Y EDT, at least to my nose, has in a way more balanced kind of freshness. I think the vibe here is definitely a sexy and playful one. And much like a Y EDT, I do feel Y Iced Cologne has a sexy kind of freshness. When it comes to performance, I'm going back and forth if I think it's better than a Y EDT. The jury is still out on that one. The performance is definitely above average. However, I do not feel this is a strong fragrance. So now that we're going through what they smell like, let's talk about who these are for. And in a way, this is quite an easy one. If you usually absolutely love intensely aromatic fresh scents, and if you usually enjoy a minty kind of freshness, then it's definitely Y Iced Cologne. But if you usually enjoy the kind of freshness that is of the sort of a mixed kind, then it's probably Y Eau de Toilette. I mean, both are intensely fresh, but I do feel it really comes down to which kind of freshness you enjoy the most. So which of these two is the best YSL Y for summer? So like I previously said, both of these are intensely fresh, and I do feel both are absolutely fantastic for summer. So if you're a subscriber, then you probably know that I absolutely love aromatic freshness in fragrances. Sage is fantastic, and I absolutely love lavender in fragrances, and I actually wish I had more fragrances that are intensely minty fresh. I would love to hear your favorite minty fresh fragrances, so let me know in the comments. And Y Iced Cologne gives me an intense dose of aromatic freshness, and I'm gonna say that its minty freshness actually has a bit of uniqueness to it. But the more nuanced kind of freshness that I get from Y Eau de Toilette, and that fantastic, sexy, soft sweetness and vanilla that it has makes it, at least to me, even more addictive. And the smoothness of its freshness is one of the things that, at least to my nose, makes it so good. And to me, this is a sexy, fresh vibe that's absolutely perfect for summer. So while I am going to put a big dent on my bottle of Y Iced Cologne this summer, if I could only choose one of these, I would definitely choose Y EDT 2022. So there you go, that's the absolute best YSL Y for summer. But this is what I want to hear from you. Which of these two do you think is the best for summer and why? Let me know in the comments. Please drop a like and subscribe for more, and make sure you check out my full YSL Y comparison over there.